Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to work with a video editor called Clipchamp, and it's a free online video editor that you can use to create whatever video you want. So you don't need to purchase any expensive software to create your videos for your online course. Now let me show you how it works and how to create your videos using it. And first of all, the first thing we need to do is to get inside. Here you have the welcome screen and it shows you all kind of options. Now you can start with a template or start with a recording, which means that you can record either your screen, you can have the camera and record yourself talking and so on, and you can have screen and camera. And in that case, people will see you talk about things and will also be able to see whatever you have on your screen. So you can demonstrate a software or demonstrate something on your screen. And this is something that many people are doing in their courses or YouTube videos, where you see their image at the corner of the screen and you see what they do or what they are talking about on the bigger screen. So it's something that is really, really common in the online videos, but you don't have to do something like that if you don't want to. You can have faceless video, you can have video with just your image on the screen, whatever you want. Anyway, I already created a video using my very simple camera app on my laptop. So I'm going to use it. On my laptop, I just have to click the button of take a video and then, make a video of myself talking and transfer it to this computer. So that's what I did, but you can start with this software as well. It's a great option. So let's start with a video that I already created. By the way, start with a template. If you want to create some kind of a presentation, this is a great option and you can explore it. I'm going to show you the basics here and you can further explore it. It's fun, easy, and doesn't require any skills. So you can start really if you don't know anything about video editing software. So let's start by creating a video. I'll just click this one. And one thing that I wanted to tell you here is that all the video creation software apps that I've used are just the same. So if you know how to use one of them, you can use almost all of them. Of course, there is software that is much more complicated on the market and you don't want to use it. So if somebody tells you that a certain software has a steep learning curve, just don't use it. Only use the simple ones because you're only creating videos for your online course. You don't want to overcomplicate things. So here we are inside the software. It's really, really simple dashboard, very, very clean. And let me show you how it works. So basically here, first of all, let's add a video here and I'll show you on the video how everything here works. So to add a video, I'm just clicking the plus button, and in every software you have to click a plus button somewhere to add your videos or files into it. Now browse files. And now I'll just pick the video I've already created, like I said, with my camera app. So again, something that did not require any special skills. And here to add it here to the timeline and to the editor, what I need to do is again click the plus sign and add to timeline. That's all. From here you can start edit. Really simple, as you can see. And again, you can start the video inside the software, so you don't even have to add it, like record and create. So if you want to create video inside the software without using another videos that you already created, you can start it here and it will probably be even simpler. But let me show you what we can do with this video. So again, like I said, you don't need all the special features. What you do need to know is these features and these ones. So first of all, here are all the different things you can do with your video, like a layout transformation. You can decide that you have a picture-in-picture, like you see yourself in a small scale and you see whatever on the screen, or you can create a presentation here. So it's really useful. And if I want to undo something, I can basically go here and click the undo button. Now I'll have to add my video again. Anyway, this is about layout. Transform, it's all about the opacity. You can resize your video, flip it. You usually don't need to use it. Now there are filters. Again, most of you are not going to use it, but if you are not satisfied with what your camera is showing you with the colors and so on, you can see that it makes the color warmer and it looks actually nice. So I might be using this afterward, not now, but you know, and you can decide by the end that you want to leave it as is. You see here indoors, it looks better than this one. It looks warmer, so I might be using it. And you can play with that. As you can see, it's really simple to do. Doesn't require any knowledge to play with all these settings. Now you can adjust just the color and the contrast and so on. It's like filters, but you are determining which filter you are using. So, you know, it's a bit different because here you can control exactly what you are doing. Usually you are not going to need it, but sometimes maybe the contrast in your image is not good enough, or as saturation, exposure, whatever, so you can play with that. You see here that I may make it with a little bit more contrast and it looks actually better. Again, I'm not going to play with that. I usually don't use all this, but sometimes it can make your video prettier, so why not? And now you can do fade in, fade out. Again, I'm not using it usually. Clip speed, if you are speaking really slowly, if you are like me, not an English speaking person, so then you can use this one to make your video faster. So this is a fast button option where you can actually make your video faster, and sometimes it's actually a good thing to do. Audio, again, something that you can use, first of all, to make your audio a bit louder, to amplify your audio, and also you can separate audio with video from the video. And what's good about it is that you can then just edit your audio and make it better on a software called Audacity that I'm going to show you. It's a very simple software as well, even simpler than this one, and you can just fix your audio. So sometimes it can be useful, especially if something on the audio really interferes or sounds really bad. But usually you don't want to mess with all this stuff. And if you have a good enough mic and you work in a room that doesn't have any special noise, you can, you know, skip this. But sometimes you might be needing this, so it can be very useful. And if I separate audio, I click it, you see here that it downloads the audio file and you can use it in software such as Audacity. Now I don't need it, so I'll just do undo. This is about these settings and features. And now let's say I want to edit the video itself. I'm doing it here on the timeline. Let's say I want to cut parts of the video. So what I can do here, I find the part where I want to start the cutout. I just put the marker on it. Then I do split with the scissors. And then I find the end of the part that I want to cut out of the video. I just click split again. And then I pick the part. You see that one part is cut out of the video. It's separated. I can click it now and can actually delete it. So in other software that I've used, it's a bit of a different way or method to cut things out of your video, but this method actually works well. And you know, every software has its own advantages and disadvantages. In my opinion, this is a bit of a disadvantage in this software, but it doesn't really matter. And as you can see, it's really easy to do. So I'll show you again. I'll split it. I find the end of the parts that I want to split. I split it again, and then I just pick the parts that I want to delete and delete it. That's all. And then I have to, you know, connect everything, just drag them, and that's all. Really simple. So now I was able to cut. So many times you want to cut the end and the start of your video or something like that, so you can do it that way. Another thing, and if you just cut the end, by the way, you just need to do split and pick the end part and delete it if you want. So this is about cutting parts of your video. Now, if you want to add something to your video, like image, title, text, whatever, what you have here is the text option. Now, to tell you the truth, to be frank, this is one thing in this software that sometimes doesn't work. And if it doesn't work, you can get out of the software and get in again. Because I tried it before, it didn't work for some reason. But then when I went out of the software and went back again, it worked just fine. And knowing it happens from time to time, but still it's a great software. So, you know, if it happens to just get out and get in again. I guess that you have some kind of support as well if something really gets stuck, because I would like to know if there is some kind of a bug. Here again, I just pick the part where I want to put the title. Let's say I say something here and I want to write down on the screen a comment about what I'm saying. So what I'm going to do is take one of the titles here from here. Here you have text and graphics and transitions, what's not, but usually you are going to just use text. And I'm picking one of the text option. You'll have to play with that to see what each and every one of them are doing. Some of them are on the whole screen, others you can do as part of the screen. So you'll have to play. I'm using this one and this one and this one. These three are actually really good, but you can try each and every one of them and see what works for you. So I'll just add this one. I'll just click. I picked the place where I want to add it, put the marker on it, and just click add to timeline. And you see it added it. And it also added it for a certain duration, but you can make it longer or shorter. And now I'll put my marker on the headline. And you see here that now I can play with the headline, make it larger, make it smaller, move it along the screen. And I can also change the text. And now I'm really happy that it worked, because as I told you, from time to time it has this certain bug, but then you can go out of the software and go in again. Don't worry about it. It really works very well. Now, if you want to change the text, you just go to, you have to make sure it's selected. Go to text, change the text to whatever. And if I go and I click enter, it goes to another line. You can control how wide it is by clicking the enter. You know, if you go to a different line or put everything in the same line, that's what determines the width of your text. So sometimes you want to play with that, and you can play with the size as well. And you can play with wherever it's on the screen. You can also, when you go out of that, you can go to your image and play with it as well. So I just made my image a bit smaller, and I can put the text on the side of the image. So actually many times it works even better. I just created a video like that, where I have my image on one side and the text on the other, and it looks a bit more interesting and easier to understand. Okay, so this is another thing that you can do, and you can play with all kind of other things here with graphics and transitions and I don't know, but you don't have to. Usually you can just use the basic settings and it will be just sufficient. And to tell you the truth, that's all you have to know. Now, when you finish, you go to export and you just export it in a 1080 HD. And it will just start exporting it, and then you can at the end save it on your computer, or I tried Google Drive, it actually didn't work. So usually many times it will be actually easier to save it on your own computer, and now it will take time until it finishes exporting and everything else. It depends on the size of the video, by the way. But again, if you want to export it or upload it directly to YouTube and so on, it's also possible. And my recommendation, download it to your computer. It's the best way. Here you can do save to your computer, and that's all. It's downloaded, and I have this very, very weird video on my computer saved. So that's all you have to know about this software, and it's a really, really great option if you want something free. And again, you don't have to have any technical skill, as you can see, and you can play with that. I know I explained it very fast because I really believe that if you want to learn to use this software, you have to play with that a little bit. But again, you don't have to be an expert or anything like that.